Vi har 2 sorters sorg som vi pratade om innan. Emotion code och engelska språket har ju fler ord än det svenska, så bear with me. Vi har grief som sätter sig i lungorna. Grief. Och sen så sorrow som kan sätta sig också i lungorna men även magen. Ni vet det där, en knut i magen. So grief and sorrow, they're both on the chart, even though they're similar, because their frequencies of the feelings are different. And sometimes, well, oftentimes, sorrow and grief can be inherited. I would say sorrow and grief are, especially grief, is very often inherited. And also, if you're an empath, very often absorbed between the ages 0 and 2. Ages 0 and 2, we absorb a lot, especially from our biological mother. So if she was postpartum, and if she got pregnant really soon after she had you, and was worried and hormonal, you picked that up as a baby and absorbed it often in the lungs, maybe in the heart, and definitely the stomach. 100% the stomach. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Stomach is #1 dumping station for the subconscious mind, you guys. Sorrow, grief, man. So what to do when you know that you have grief and sorrow? The #1 physical symptom when you have a trapped emotion grief, that's asthma. I have seen in myself and in others that respiratory issues go hand in hand with trapped emotions in the lungs, especially grief. And the only thing that I know that helps is the combination of emotion code and hypnosis. I know that hypnosis is quite a successful tool when it comes to removing asthma. Well, the energy behind the asthma, I'm not a doctor, I can't treat, cure, or diagnose anything, but we're talking about the energy of the trapped emotions behind the condition. So if your kids have asthma, you better believe that there is the trapped emotion of grief in you, in your, the partner, the biological parent, and in them. It is what it is. And when you remove it, when you start working with it, I know of trustworthy people that told me, Martina, my asthma is freaking gone. Doctors can't explain it, but it's gone. And this is their personal opinion. My videos are often censored and shadow banned on all social media because I say things like this. But thing is, these trustworthy, highly educated people are entitled to an opinion, and me too, you too. So sorrow. You were born too soon. So see, respirator, it actually confirms what I'm saying. Yeah, the lungs, my darling, the lungs. So if you haven't read the book, but I know you have read the book actually, look for grief and sorrow. So in Swedish, we only have that one word. We would say sorry. I'm thinking about a Swedish synonym because you want to reach the different frequencies because they work together and holding hard. So just even though, English isn't your first language, just check for grief and sorrow. It's okay if you use the English word because it's all about the frequency. You want to free your lungs from the frequency. And I guess maybe you got a feeding tube. Babies that have a feeding tube can have, because of that, trapped emotions in the stomach. So I know I had asthma my entire life and got diagnosed at age 38 after being called basically idiot my entire life. I've told people so often, oh, I can't breathe. And they're like, yeah, yeah. Then a doctor said, oh my God, Martina, your lung function is it's not good. Here's 2 inhalers, use them. I was like, really? Other people can breathe? You know, I'm not. Oh. So let me show you. These are my Korean savory pancakes. This is a side dish in Korea, you guys. And I'm making them as a little snack for my children after school. So that's interesting, Sister Kanel. Respirator, yeah, grief and lungs, breathing. And I mean, haven't we all cried at one time in our lives so much that you come out of breath? You're like, you know, it's the grief. It's the lungs. It is what it is, right? And you can free yourself from them. Use emotion code and also speak lovingly to that inner baby that was in the incubator. Speak lovingly. I was born unexpectedly. My mom hid her pregnancy with me. And my father didn't know that she was pregnant at all. All of a sudden, she collapsed on the floor and she said, I'm giving birth. And he said, what? Are you pregnant? Long story. That's how I entered the world, okay? So you can imagine, I was born with a lot of trapped emotions of abandonment, rejection, fear, worry, anxiety, all of that jazz. I've spent years talking to that inner baby before she came out, during she came out, because the womb is a canal to this 3D world. And after she was a newly born, I was born in an ambulance. So imagine being born into the energy and being psychic, mind you, so you feel everything. Rushed ambulance workers, clueless father sitting there, mom that's like totally in panic and worry and I don't know. And the sound of the sirens, you know, wee, wee, wee. Can you imagine all of those energies? So big shout out to all of you who were born with issues, with problems, you know, problems surrounding you, trauma, worry surrounding you. I mean, sometimes I meet people and they were so wanted. The crib was ready. Everything was arranged for them. Their room was prepared. I just sit there and I'm like, what is this fairy tale? Something was prepared for you? Oh, wow, I treasure those stories because to me, it's a fairy tale. It's like, wow. But what I am doing with my inner newly born, I am giving her that energy. So my inner newly born felt that she wasn't welcome. She wasn't meant to be here. And when you feel that you're not supposed to be here on this planet, that's the kind of life you will be creating again and again and again in all your relationships. You won't be able to get a job or to start a company. You won't be able to make any money. You won't be able to make friends or have relationships. I know exactly with the people I've seen over the years in the school system. Some of them were literally 40-year-old virgins. God bless them. Never had a relationship, never anything, just sitting alone in an apartment. But you know, the school children are my children, they told me. And it happened so many times, this conversation at several of schools, that I started to see a pattern. This was before my emotion code days. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? But these are the trapped emotions in motion. They're working. They're doing their thing. They are indeed, yes, sabotaging. Because if you're born into the world and you're not resolving anything, the shit that happened when you were born, yeah, you're going to sit alone in an apartment for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. And nobody else can save you. It's you. It was you all along. I applaud everyone who goes to any healer, who embraces any healing. Even, the things that I personally am not attracted to. Like I did a free thing with Tony Robbins a couple of weeks ago. It was 5 days, 2 hours per day, free with Tony Robbins, the world's most famous motivational speaker. And we were 1.5 million people. Can you imagine? 1.5 million people were devoted for those 5 days on working on themselves. I was like, well, he has a lot of haters, a lot of trolls, a lot of critics. And I'm like, yeah, but his critics, can they bring together 1.5 million people in a fucking Zoom meeting? And he said on the first day, I sat down with the CEO of Zoom to do this because they didn't have the capacity. So they arranged for the technology to be expanded, to be enhanced. So all of us could be there without a lag, without any technical issues. It worked 95% of the time. It freaking worked flawlessly. Wow, I don't know where I went with that tangent, but all I'm saying is I applaud anyone who works on themselves. Like, do it and don't care if anybody has a problem with it. I mean, when I did that 5-day thing with him, 5-day event, I knew they did it, also because of course they want to sell their products also. So the trolls, yeah, but whatever. I'm going to take what I can from this. He's offering, and I want to see what the dude's about. I had never been called to do anything. And I did say to the universe, I want to experience something amazing this year. And I want it to be for free. And I actually said about my girls and clothes, because my income has been a little bit like this past 3 or 4 months. So I haven't been buying my girls' clothes in the same amount that I would want to. So my dear friend Maria, who is right here, out of the blue, she said, hey, we're sorting out clothes, my daughters and I. Let me know if your girls would want. And I'm like, thank you, God. Yes. Yeah. My girls love clothes, especially my 8-year-old. But the 5-year-old too, oh my goodness. So the universe will deliver. This is also thanks to me getting rid of a lot of inner shit. Old Martina couldn't have received, Receiving. Crystal, is that the next theme? This live goes on and on. I love it.